Morning. I wanted to talk about something. I wanted to talk about the gifts that God give us that we take for granted and the things that we need to pay more attention to. When God gives us a gift, we are to cherish it and take care of it because that's how we honor Him. He give us a lot of gifts, but I'm going to just give you a few. One could be a wife or a husband, faith, money, etc., because God got a lot of gifts that He give different people. But when you get this gift, how you honor God is what you do with it, whatever that gift may be. Now, a husband or a wife, he give us a gift. That's not because everybody don't get married. Everybody don't have a husband and everybody don't have a wife. So understand that if you got somebody that love you, that's a gift from God. If you marry, you're enjoying together in a marriage. That is a gift. But you know what? Us men, we need to really learn how to keep our eyes on what God give us. That could be, your family, your wife, anything that God give you, we got to learn to keep our eyes on that, man. Because that's how we get tricked. That's how we get pulled out there in the world, by taking our eyes off of what's in front of us. Now, and I believe that, if God give you a woman, He gave you that woman for you to lead her, guide her, love her, and be her companion, be her friend. That's what help us get through this life. And it's much easier when you got somebody who loves you and somebody who really cares about you. It makes life a little easier, a lot easier. And I believe that's why He give us, that gift. But us men, we make a lot of mistakes by taking our eyes off of what's in front of us and putting our eyes on everything else. And I believe that's why so many relationships fail, so many marriages fail, because we just let everything else pull us away from what God put in front of us. This is why so many families get destroyed. This is why people can't stay together long, because we can't control His temptation and His lust. That's inside of us. A man can have everything. A man can have a woman, a beautiful woman, have, the nicest body, like really be successful. You can have everything, not everything, but you know what I'm saying? You could be blessed, like to a point where you don't want for nothing. You got love, you got the Lord in your life, you got everything. But when you take your eyes off of that and start putting your eyes on the world, this is where we get drawn into. When we start looking at these girls on social media, half naked, and looking at work and getting involved with all them girls and, just getting a little too friendly, this is how the devil creep in. This is exactly how he creep in, man. And it's something that I got to work on, me, myself, because I got my flaws with it. All my life I had my flaws with women. I'm going to just be 100% honest. And women was always one of my weaknesses. But when God give you something, you keep your mind on that. Keep your eyes on what He give you. That's enough to keep you busy. That's enough to keep you sustained if you let it. When we get a woman, we get a wife, we don't need to be out here chasing no other girls or worrying about no other girls or trying to get involved with no other girls. It ain't no reason. What's the reason for it? You know what I'm saying? Like you already in a marriage. You already entangled together. And God, what God put together, let no one asunder. We can't just be out here looking and chasing after things that that's not for us. And that's the problem. That's why so many people get caught up out there, because everything is not for you. Everything is not for you. That's why God give us different gifts. So there's no reason getting jealous of somebody else who might have a gift that God didn't give you. You got a gift too. It's just not the same one that He gave that person. But that's we get drawn away by our own lusts and our own wants when God give us everything that we need. And that's something that we all got to understand. We all got to come to terms with. We all got to keep our eyes and our mind on what's in front of us, because that's how we get led away. We get, this how the devil creep in and mess up marriages and mess up relationships, because we let them come in through other people. Like us men, like you married, you don't need to be up in no club. What you in the club for? You married. What you only go to a club for one reason if you're a straight man. You don't need to be up in no club because there ain't nothing but temptation up in there. Nothing but temptation, man. And this is how we let them in. This is how we let, the devil start creeping in. On these girls' pages, they opening up OnlyFans, and we don't need to be on no girl OnlyFans page when you got a wife. Your wife should be your only fan, and you should be her only fan. We don't need to be on no OnlyFans girls page and giving your money away, and that's why so many people get tricked out of their money, because they can't control what they want. You got everything that you need, but you can't control what you want. And that's an everyday battle. And if you're a man, you know this, because these women are wearing less and less clothes, and you can't help but to see it because we work with them. We get on social media, us that do things on social media, like you can't act like you don't see them, because we do. Let's just be honest with ourselves. And a man can only take but so much from a woman. Especially, a woman that look like something that, that got a nice body on her. Like, don't think it can't happen to you, because it can. It happened to a lot of strong men who thought they were strong, and they got drawn out there, and the temptation was just too much for them. That don't mean you're not a good person. That don't mean you don't love your wife or husband, but temptation is strong. Lust is strong, man. You got to understand how strong Satan really is. And if you don't got God, strengthening you, it ain't nothing that you can do against that temptation or that lust. So let's just be honest. I didn't seen where I didn't fail, a lot of times when I call myself being in a relationship, and, I run into another good looking girl, and she just sexy, and, I can't control myself. And before you know it, I'm bouncing up and down on her, while I'm in a relationship. And I know plenty of other men that experienced this or went through this, man. It's just the truth. And a lot of women that went through this. That don't mean that they don't love their husband, but we just got to learn that temptation is not to be played with, man. Lust is not to be played with. And that's something that I'm really trying to teach myself. Now, for me to sit up here and say, I don't lust after women, I'd be lying. I'd be telling a lie. And I'm not going to say that, because I'm a man. I got flesh. I got thoughts that come through my mind. Sometimes if they my thoughts, or they come from the devil, but they still come through my mind. And that's just being, 100% honest. That's what this thing is about, man. About walking with Christ, Like, I know where I come up short at. But we got to pray for strength. We got to pray that God strengthen us. We got to pray that God open our eyes, because he won't allow us to be tempted beyond that we could stand if we want to do right, Like, he'll always make a way of escape. That's what God will do. That's how good of a God he is. He'll always make a way of escape if you want to escape, if you really want to escape it. But if you don't, it ain't nothing nobody can do about it. But it's just something that we got to go through, man. Like living here because it's attractive people everywhere. People are going to be attractive. We attracted to one another. It's human nature. Like we run into attractive women all the time, and women run into attractive men all the time. But you got to have self control, and that's what one of the fruits of the spirit is. Because I know when I was young, I couldn't control myself at all. I was trying to sleep with every girl, every girl that I seen, and I almost did, really, to be honest with you. But we just got to have self control. But just know that it's not something that you can do yourself. I don't care how strong you think you are. I don't care how wise you think you are. Like, you're still a man, man. You're still a man. And when your body start reacting, your mind follow behind it. Your mind gonna follow behind it. It's very rare that we could get a hard on and control ourselves around a woman without trying to engage in some type of activity. You know, because that head got control of this head. But we gotta take that control back and give it to this head instead of the other head. That's the only way we're gonna make it in relationships and marriages. But we just gotta be honest with ourselves, man. We just gotta be true. Because God know everything anyway. It ain't no use to trying to lie or front or, act like you don't have these problems. Cause we human. We all are human, man. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna make mistakes until the day we die. We will never be perfect. But that's why Jesus died, because he know we wasn't perfect. So you just gotta pray that God give you, strength. You gotta pray that God give you strength through these temptations. When these lusts arise, or when you get in a situation where you just trapped somewhere with an attractive woman and she throwing herself at you, and you really you sweating, and you don't know what to do. You just got to pray for strength. That's all. But another thing is that keep your eyes on what's in front of you, man. Keep your eyes on what God gave you. Try to honor that. Try to take care of that woman or that family that he gave you. If you keep your eyes on that and you keep your eyes on love, it'll help you out. I'm not saying that, it's going to stop everything, but it'll at least make you think. How do I know this? Because it make me think, you know? So I just wanted to give some advice to everybody out there today, man. And y'all have a good Monday. I hope y'all have a blessed week. And thank you for everybody who listened. Have a good one.